Oh, there you are. Can you speak?
As you can see, I've been following the government edict. So you will see behind me is the requisite flag, the Union flag. A lot of people call it the Union Jack. It's of course not the Union Jack. It's the Union flag, as it made very clear on my government letter, which will be coming out to all households soon. You must fly flags. Flags are big. Flags are de rigueur. Flags, well, not that flag. No, not that flag, Ronnie. That is the Scottish flag, isn't it? Which is part of the Union flag, but a very small, insignificant part of the flag. Are you not going to speak?
I thought this would come. I was wondering when we get to put flags up all the time. There's a bloke along my road here. He puts flags up for different nations, birthdays and things like that. So you get loads of, which I quite like.
We talked about flags last week, didn't we? But it's gone one step further this week. There's been a new variant, hasn't there, with James Wilde, the Tory MP for Norfolk.
Oh, yeah.
Laying into the BBC.
Can I just say something? You're in a black shirt there.
Yes.
With a flag, Union Jack here, Union flag behind you, and it kind of looks a wee bit right-wingy.
Does it?
And your hair's trimmed at the sides.
I'm reclaiming the flag for normal people like me. Not the right-wingers may have had it for a while. The fascists, the boot boys, the Doc Martin wearers, but I'm reclaiming it for the hush puppies.
I'm not sure, Paul. It's just that somebody might take a picture of this and see you as the new leader. That's all I'm saying. You could be the new leader. Loads going on today. We've got a brand new game of Cachtit, and you've got a brand new game as well, haven't you?
Well, we're going to play Flags for Life, but I did want to talk about the flags a little bit more because this new variant that's come out, the James Wilde flag variant, James Wilde from Norfolk, he laid into the BBC this week. I don't know if you saw that, Ronnie. And the BBC had a big report about what it does and all the great things it does and things it's not doing so well, like covering Peterborough, places like that. And of all the questions, James Wilde went in with, "Where's your flags?"
I just wanted to touch on, there was a bit of discussion about flags last week. And I think in your annual report last year, 268 pages, do you know how many Union flags featured in any of the graphics in those glossy pages?
Of all the briefings that I got for this meeting, that was not one of them, I'm afraid.
I think Mr. Wilde will help.
Take it again?
I have no idea.
Well, it's 0. Do you find that surprising?
No, I think that's a strange metric. I have to say, one of the things I looked at when I came into the building this morning was a Union Jack flying proudly on Broadcasting House, which it does on many, many, many days of the year. I don't think there's any problem with the BBC in terms of championing the UK and Britain abroad.
What was good for me on that one, Paul, as well, is the fact you probably picked up on it. Tim Davie was obviously in front of this committee. He would have briefed to his eyeballs. It's his first time as the new boss of the BBC. Right, we're going to talk about the use of independent TV companies to make programmes. We may talk about the expansion north. We may talk about the licence fee. We may talk even about Strictly Come Dancing. You may get something like that. And what your plans?
Left field questions might come out, like Strictly or something like that. So be prepared for that, Tim.
Yeah. What did you get? How many flags are in your report?
What I liked about that, though, was the fact that Tim Davie did very, very well not to, he was stifling what he really wanted to say, which was, James Wilde, you're a pillock. And he didn't say it. So I take my hat off to Tim Davie for not using swear words, and responding to an obvious pillock. And the thing is that, people in class houses like James Wilde shouldn't throw stones, Ronnie.
Yeah, because?
I've got the Conservative Party manifesto here from 2019. How many flags? 64 pages. How many flags?
Well, so that's 64 flags for me. It's got to be a flag every page.
0, Ronnie. 0 flags in the Conservative Party manifesto, which I think this is a fairly new thing with the Conservatives. This vexophilia is a fairly new thing.
Qu'est-ce que c'est pourquoi? Vex at what? Vexophilia.
That's the official word. An admirer of flags is called a vexophile. Yeah. So
what?
vexophilia is what it's about. But today it's gone even a step further. All government and council buildings have been ordered to fly a flag, which is why I've got one here. And I'm also hearing, hearing that Boris is soon going to appoint a minister for flags who will ensure that every office, pub and home proudly flies the Union flag. And people like you and me, Ronnie, will be forced to wear Union Jack socks and underpants, which will be checked on a regular basis.
Oh, wow. What will be like sort of controls and borders? You have to, if you want to go, I mean, you go shopping. When you remember when you used to go shopping into Peterborough, the Queen's Gate, you know, in the old days before the John Lewis was closed down, and you could go in, and so somebody will stand there going, "Can I have a look at your underpants?" So you saw.
Oh no, it's going to be worse than that. It's going to be worse than that. As you go into Queen's Gate, there are going to be government flag officials, and they'll just whip your pants down and have a quick butcher's your grunties, and then they'll help you pull your pants back up. But anybody not wearing Union Jack undies or showing undying loyalty to their leaders will be frog marched in chains to the nearest re-education centre and flogged until they learn to flag properly. And flag, by the way, is going to become a verb fairly soon in its own right. You know, non-flaggers, beware.
Well, we have to pay for that, because that sounds, you know, if you don't mind me saying, it sounds a wee bit exciting. You know, you get a wee bit of. I'm a big fan of the frisk. I like a frisk if it's done properly and with you know, attention and care. It can be a lovely thing to experience.
I think it'll be a rough frisk, but it will be a free frisk. So.
All right. A free frisk. Okay, I'll put that down. A free.
It's inspired me, Ron. It's inspired me to come up with a new game. Would you want to play Flags for Life?
Yes.
You want to play Flags for Life?
I do love a game, and I do love your games, because you know you don't come up with them very good ones. Now, let's go then. Let's play.
Ladies and gentlemen, inspired by the Tory party, this is Flags for Life. Flag number 1, Ronnie Barber. Name that country. It's red at the top, white at the bottom. What's the country?
Is that Ecuador?
Is it Ecuador?
Yeah.
It's a little bit closer to home than Ecuador, Ronnie. A little bit closer. They have a Formula One Grand Prix there.
Not Belgium. Austria.
It's not an Austrian flag, is it? Come on, Ronnie.
Is it? France, Germany. It's not France, Germany. Is it?
Very small country. Very small.
Luxembourg. Monaco. Yes. Monaco.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Luxembourg Grand Prix. I've never heard that phrase. Never, ever heard that phrase. Right, okay, you've got it eventually. Flag number 2, Ronnie. Flag number 2.
Oh,
that's red.
That's Finland. Oh, it's Finland.
Is it? It's red with a blue cross with white edging. It's not Finland.
Norway?
It is Norway, sir. Well done, well done. So 2 out of 2 on Flags for Life. And finally, flag number 3. Here we go.
Right.
Flag number 3.
Oh,
you see that?
I'm looking at it. I can't quite see it.
It's a blue flag, and it says United Federation of Planets on it.
Is that Star Trek?
It is Star Trek. Oh.
Thank you very much.
3 out of 3, Ronnie. Well done.
I've got to tell you some penis news. You know that you know I keep an eye on what happens down under.
Keep a very close eye on the penis.
Human penises are shrinking because of pollution, warn scientists. Dr. Shanna Swan has found that chemicals called phthalates are causing human babies to be born with malformed genitalia, and they're actually shrinking them as well because of pollution. Yeah. So, I mean, people like you'll be worried about that. But she writes that it's an existential crisis because of these phthalates. It's a chemical used when manufacturing plastics. Yeah, plastics again, Paul. It's plastics. Yeah. And as a result of pollution, a growing number of babies are born with small penises. Okay, so I'm just saying, let's get rid of the plastics. Let's have babies with bigger penises. That's all I'm saying. Let's
get rid of the penises.
Ooh.
You know, it's evolution, isn't it, Ronnie? We've evolved over the centuries, over the millennia. Yeah. And if we have to do without penises, then so be it. It's evolution.
I'm all for that. Let's put that one down. Evolution.
Penis evolution. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah,
Penis evolution.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a year since lockdown, Ronnie. I don't know if you've been marking it. I don't know if you you took part in the minute silence, did you, for the lockdown?
I did the minute silence, and I put some little lanterns in the windows.
Oh, nice.
At
That's
night.
nice.
Look, I don't know if anybody else did. Everybody else was putting their flags up for some reason, so I don't know.
Well, I'm surprised Boris managed to keep silent. I'm surprised he didn't encourage everybody to clap during the minute silence. You know what Boris is like. But a year since lockdown, it feels much longer, of course. We've done over 100 podcasts now, Ronnie, as well.
Yes.
A lot has changed in the past year, including our vocabulary, Ronnie. A lot of words have been introduced that we didn't know of before. So I've come up with the co-vocabulary. It's not easy to say. Not easy.
This is almost like BBC stuff: inform, educate, and entertain.
That's what we're doing, yeah, because there's a lack of it at the moment. So are you ready for some of the words that I've found that have been introduced into our lingo? Here we go.
Yes, please.
First word is Corona coaster. Corona coaster. The ups and downs of your mood during the pandemic. 1 minute you're smiling, Ronnie. Next minute, you're welling up.
Yes, that's very true. I usually get it about 10:30.
Yeah. Next word that's going in the new co-vocabulary, not easy. Quarantinis. Quarantinis, which are experimental cocktails mixed from whatever random ingredients you've got left in the house. Have you been doing that? Have you been making quarantinis?
No, I've been making Ovaltinis. I'm an Ovaltini.
That's target audience.
That's what we're all about. We've done testing on this, haven't we, Paul? We know who we're talking to.
When do I mention Des O'Connor? Do I drop him in?
Oh, dick-a-dum-dum, dick-a-dum-dum. Dick-a-dum.
I love Des O'Connor. I saw an old clip of Bob Bunkhouse on Twitter this morning.
Wasn't it great?
On the Late Show. Very, very funny. Right, new word, another word. Yeah. Locktail hour. Locktail hour, which is wine o'clock in the lockdown era. It's creeping earlier every passing week, and virtual pubs seem to be opening from lunch onwards. So locktail hour. Are you partaking?
No, I don't. I can't make cocktails. I just usually have 3 shots of something, and then add 3 shots of something else. Then just have a wee dance, and it seems to mix it up very nicely.
Anyway, other words that we're gonna include in the new co-vocabulary. Furlough, of course, which nobody knew. Before we started, nobody knew about furlough, did they? Chris Whitty's going in there, obviously. Bubble, the R8, COVIDiot, anti-vaxxers, and of course, Jonathan Van
Sam, the man.
Yeah.
You know what?
He's in there.
In America, I reckon in America, the way they're political, he could be up for election, couldn't he? He could actually just stand for the president. Because
I think he'd win here. It's
great because I love the analogies, and I do love the fact when he did that thing where they were talking about the vaccine rollout last Monday or Tuesday with the Mandy Handycock. He immediately thanked the NHS. He did for the vaccine rollout. Just thanked him.
I love the fact as well that he lives near Spalding, and nobody wants to live there, but he chooses to.
Yeah, that's his thing. Paul, the big excitement for me was Line of Duty. Was out a brand new episode on Sunday night, but there was a wee bit of a shock because they like their acronyms. And, I don't know about you, but I heard the thing, and the lady said, I thought she said jizz.
So did I a lot, and I was watching it with my 17-year-old. So my 17-year-old was sort of slyly looking at me out the corner of her eye, and I'm looking at her, and I'm thinking, when do we have this awkward conversation?
Jizz? What's jizz, Dad? Oh, it's something the coppers use all the time. Turns out it's chiz. It's CHIS, and I think they did that deliberately. Because there's a stuff going on and behind the scenes about clues. And
it's an acronym for just an informant, isn't it? Something like that. The show is full of acronyms, isn't it? And you watch it, and half of it you just don't understand.
CHIS is Covert Human Intelligence Source. Now, if ever something was made up, that's made up for dramatic purposes.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. But as I say, the world is changing. I mean, my daughter, they communicate by acronyms, constantly. They don't speak in normal stuff. So when they're texting, so I had a quick look at my daughter's phone the day after, at some of the acronyms. So I wonder if you know them. G2G. Do you know what that means? G2G.
G2 get to got to go.
It is got to go. Yeah. So you can use that from now on. You'll look really funky and young and everything.
Brilliant.
G2G. TTYL.
TTY. Tomorrow to no, TT. I don't know. TTY.
Talk to you later. This is the final one I got off my daughter's phone. WTF.
WTF. What the?
Wisconsin Tourism Federation.
Oh,
yeah, she's looking to visit Wisconsin in the near future.
I've discovered, I did a bit of a search on the kind of police acronyms. There's PENIS, PENIS.
You're obsessed with penis, aren't you? What is it with penis again? It was balls the other week. Now it's penis. What's going on?
Police engagement of narcotics intelligence source.
Of course it is.
There's one here called FANI, which is Foreign and National Narcotics Yobos.
You made this up.
Well, this is one they use all the time. Yeah, it's been used. The police,
10-4, got Fanny, 10-4, over and out. Yeah, can you get me penis? Thank you. Yeah, I've got Fanny. Brilliant. Thank you.
It's penis, Paul. It's penis. Hey, by the way, brand new TV show. I've got to tell, as we try to inform our listeners of things they should be watching and things they shouldn't be watching. This Is My House. It was on, I think, on Wednesday night, Paul, 9 o'clock time viewing. I think you'll both agree. And it's
there's only one of me, by the way, not both. Well, you're not both. It's just one of us.
Slightly weird. You've got two sides to you. Stacey Dooley hosts a new spin on Through the Keyhole. New spin. It's a complete show, right? Through the Keyhole, which four hopefuls each aim to convince a team of celebrity judges that the house they are in is their own. It's an hour long. It's an hour long.
Oh my God.
And it's not council houses they do. They go to big posh houses, and these people go in front of a panel. And I don't know what the prize is. I never watched it, but what's your take on this? Do you think is it a homage or is it a rip-off?
I think it's a bit like the bank balance thing with Gordon Ramsay. That they've run out of ideas for TV shows. I mean, Flags for Life would be a better TV show than that.
Yes.
They're just ripping stuff off because they've run out of ideas. It's a bit like music in 1986. It was all cover versions, wasn't it? Do you remember? And now, they're doing the same things with TV, and they should come up with other things. I mentioned the other week, bring back It's a Knockout. Something simple where towns compete against each other. Grimsby against Spalding on a greasy pole on a Tuesday night in November. Well, that's what we want to see.
Another program, your DNA journey, and I thought we could put ourselves forward for that, and we could find out where we are. But isn't there
because they use double acts, don't they? So we could go together.
But is there another program that traces people's personal history? I did. It just rung a bell. Where people, with the help of experts, they can trace a family tree and everything.
Anyway. They don't take two people though, Ronnie. So that's the difference, the marked difference in the show. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's well. Thanks for that. It's okay.
I've got another idea for a TV show. What about getting the biggest ship you can find, and blocking a canal anywhere in the UK?
I love anything where ingenuity has to be used to get rid of the problem. That's what I like. So what is this?
So we could go to Wells or something in Norfolk where the sea comes in, get a massive container ship and block the port, because they've done it in Egypt. I don't know if you've seen the Suez Canal this week. They've got a big ship and blocked the whole of the thing. I mean, it's threatening imports, vaccines, oil prices, foods and everything. Boris isn't worried though. Me personally, he's not worried about the situation in Egypt, but me personally, I think he's in denial.
Yes. Boom! Oh, what a storm! By the way, that came from left field. Oh, that yeah. No, but it's interesting. This ship that's jammed in the Suez Canal is as tall as the Empire State Building, right?
It's massive. It's called Evergreen, I think, isn't it? It's huge thing.
The other thing about it is, it was just going through quite nicely. Then a gust of wind moved it.
No, that's not true. Have you seen they plotted the route of the ship on the radar thing, and the captain was taking a piss. The captain has drawn a big cock. He's drawn a big cock on the radar, so he's been going round a cock and balls on his journey, and and he's got stuck as he got to the end of the dick.
Please, let's not have any more references to Down Under, Paul. That's horrible the way. Hey, Paul.
It's true, though. It's true.
Media training is one of the things we both do. You more than me.
Mm-hmm.
You've got more experience at the, you get more experience in talking to people. I don't really like talking to people. But we always know, Paul, in the media world, especially in radio, the mic is always live. Always presume you go into a studio or you sit down and somebody's patching you up with a mic to do an interview.
Mm-hmm.
That mic is live. Because
never say anything. If you're in a broadcast area, never say anything into the mic that you don't. Even while I'm waiting to go zooming with you, I don't go, Ronnie's a little Scottish weirdo. I don't do all that. I don't do it.
I just say you're a Stanford arsehole. But that anyway, Ian Blackford, the Scottish National Party boss of them in the House of Commons, do an interview with Sky, and here's what happens.
Do you accept the committee's findings that the First Minister of Scotland misled Parliament? It's pretty straightforward.
I can see what you're trying to do, and of course I did hear you speaking to your studio as I was waiting to come on that you were going to give me a kick-in, so it's quite clear what's happening here.
Yeah, he was going to give... Now, Paul, it is a wee bit of a nightmare when you do press a pre-fade button sometimes and you say something to what you're hoping is your producer, and it turns out it wasn't. I've only ever done it a couple of times, and it didn't go down well, let's be honest.
It's easy done when you're presenting in the studio, though. For those people that don't understand, you've got lots of faders in front of you, and if you put them up, that goes out on air. But if you press a little button called pre-fade, you can speak to your contributor. So if you've got 3 or 4 people, it's quite easy to get the wrong contributor and say, "Gosh, what's she wearing?" Go, I am here, you know. What did you do?
Well, actually, it involved me and Andy Harper, but I'm not going to say any more than Andy and I were passing comment on a trail that went out, and Andy thought he was talking to me because Andy was doing my sport, but actually he was talking to upstairs in the production office, and the person who was in the trail heard the whole thing.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
So Mr. Nice Guy Harper, he was very funny though, because I just went, I can't hear you, Andy. He went, oh no, I'm done. But it's all water under.
He used to be my understudy in the sports department many years ago, and he used to record the full times from Radio 5 and put them on little jingle things for me to. So as I was talking, I'd grab them off him, put them in the slot, and then press play. And he once recorded 10, and they were all blank. So I threw the 10th one at him, and hit him on the side of the head. He got sacked for that these days. By the way, you were talking about the SNP and Ian Blackfoot. Can I just run this by you? Is this okay?
Yeah, do you want to have a drink first? Yeah,
I've got a bit of a français in my throat. Much better. So can I just run this by you, because you were talking about the SNP? Nicola Sturgeon, not guilty, or do we just delete as appropriate? Because I'm confused by it all.
She was found that she hadn't misled Parliament by the independent judge appointed, suggested by Alex Salmond, who was up. But the committee, which is made up of partisan members of the Scottish Parliament, 5-4 voted that she had misled Parliament. So they tried to get her to commit to kamikaze and go, but she didn't. And Ruth Davison, that was her last go, because she goes down to become, it goes into the House of Lords.
Yes. And of course, Nicola's not on her own with misleading Parliament. Many of them have got form for that, haven't they, in both houses?
Oh, well, Nicola didn't mislead Parliament. It's been the independent thing.
Well, she did.
No,
she did, according to the Parliament.
No, but the Parliament, that's part of that. But of course, if we have the same standards down here, it'd be interesting how many of the cabinet would be left in the job.
Well, there wouldn't be much of the cabinet left, would there? Just the bit with the gin. That'd be it. There'd be nothing else left.
I've got something to say. Priti Patel was out yesterday. Priti Patel. She was out saying she's going to come up with a brand new thing to handle illegal asylum seekers.
She's tough, isn't she? She's small but tough.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like looking down on her, which is not for me. I don't get many people to look down on her. But she's put out this brand new thing, and I think they're maybe into trouble because what they're going to do, if anybody arrives in Britain seeking asylum, but they arrive illegally, they'll be sent back to their first port. All right.
Yes. Yeah. Quite right to get tough on immigration. Yes. I can't say that in front of this flag because it makes me look like a Nazi.
Yes. Now that's not a new thing, Paul. But the new thing is that if they can't do that, they will send them back to another country, which will agree to take them. Now, the guy that was on yesterday, the mouthpiece for Priti, he was saying that they're negotiating with countries. Which countries will take these illegal asylum seekers? Right now, Paul, I don't know about you, but if I'm running the country and another country says we take some of these asylum seekers, I'm looking for a wee bit recompense, don't you think?
Are you?
Yeah, well, I'm looking for because I've got my own. So, is Priti Patel? Is she a people trafficker now?
So she's sending people to other countries and paying these countries to take them.
We don't know that they're paying other countries to take them.
Well, they're not going to take them for free, are they?
No. So I feel like writing a letter saying, just have a look at this again, because you may be people trafficking if you're moving people from one country to another and money's involved. Now, there might not be any money. It might be done as a goodwill gesture, Paul. All I'm saying is, look at the final detail, the little detail things before you spout off another policy. Thank you very much.
It might be like, it might be like your situation, when Scotland were trying to get rid of you and there was a transfer fee involved and we paid Scotland because, they wanted to get rid of you so much. So it might be that. They might treat it as a transfer fee rather than, trafficking.
Let me think about this. Oh, no. I think I joined the Royal Air Force, which I think is the Queen's Air Force. And I went and protected this country. All right. I left my country to go and protect the country. Right. I left Scotland to protect Britain. All right. So, I don't start casting a stare at me.
Where's your flag then? Where's your flag? You've not got your flag up. You need to speak so we can see it. Put your flag back up and speak.
There's my flag there.
It's a cushion.
I know it's is that illegal now? Can you use things? No, I don't think you can.
Well, you can only use it when sexy stuff comes on the TV. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Now listen, today's a big day, Ronnie.
Oh, what was that?
Yeah, it's a big day today, Ronnie. Big day.
What is it?
The new £50 note comes out today. I don't know if you've seen this.
Thank God. When was the last time we talked about this? I wish they would hurry up and do this because we are always dealing in 50s.
Yeah, well, GCHQ has devised a fiendish set of puzzles to mark today's release of a £50 note, which features the face of hero codebreaker Alan Turing, who, of course, worked near Cambridge. It's unveiled on the agency's website today. The brain teaser features 12 puzzles based on the new banknote. Insiders say anyone who solves it all could be bright enough to work at GCHQ. Is that what you did when you were working for the country? Were you bright enough to work at GCHQ, right?
I can't tell you that. Why would I tell you that? See, that's the civvies. You just don't quite get security, do you? You don't quite understand. Oh, yeah, that's where I worked. Oh, yeah, I did that. I was one of the people working on, and
it's like somebody said this week that James Bond was not a good spy because everybody knew his name. Yeah.
My name's Bond. It's all right, mate. I know. I've seen the films. What? Yeah.
The best spies. You don't know their names, do you? They're just wandering about. They're not driving around in convertibles.
You know a lot about spies, people.
Yeah, not really. But anyway, so Alan Turing is on the £50 note, Ronnie. But I don't know if you know this. Not a lot of people do know this, Ronnie. Not a lot of people. But it was a toss-up between Turing,
yes,
and aging rocker Cliff Richard.
Get out of here.
No, seriously, Ronnie. Yeah, and it's not been made public, this, but I've got insiders. So Cliff could have been on the £50 note today, but he's not. He's not. It's Alan Turing, and it's a shame because Cliff's been keeping a low profile since the BBC raided his house with the help of the police. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, I do remember those particular images. Yes. Yeah,
BBC raiding it. So Cliff, he moved to Somalia. And he's been there quite a while. He helps the pirates fix up their boats. Lovely they are now, mahogany finish, plaid cushions, proper stereo systems, all wired for sound. And Cliff initially just went for a summer holiday on his bus to Somalia.
Yes,
but he's staying there. He called me because me and Cliff go back, way back. So he called me to say, "Hello, Paul. I'm staying in Somalia and I'm fixing up the boats for the pirates, wiring them up for sound." And he's been in contact with me for a lot of years, Ronnie, but not recently. We fell out over his new business ventures. So, we're not talking anymore.
No, you're not.
Yeah. So this is sad, but, it's just the way the way it goes with superstar singers that move to Somalia. And he's gone into the wine business now. And that's what we fell out about because I advised him against it. He's gone into the wine business with a woman with horns and a long tail.
Oh, long-tailed woman. Yeah.
She's a devil woman. Yeah. And the recipe for the wine is a bit weird, which is why I fell out with him. It's a bit weird, this wine. It's strange stuff that he puts in these bottles. Because I looked at the ingredients and his wine is rockets, rockets. Yes. Big toes, yes, and grapes. It's called Missile Toes and Wine.
Your face just looks like that guy, John Wilde, when he was asking the question, thinking he was really smart, asking the question for the Union Jack flags on the BBC report. That's what you're...
Missile Toes and Wine.
Missile Toes. No, seriously, it's wonderful. It's just... wagged my tail. Hey, do you want a game of Catch It?
Yes, please.
Let's
explain the rules.
I'll tell you.
Hello and welcome. It's me, Emery Board. And we're back with another episode of the game that's all about one thing. That's right. Catch it. Can you catch it? I bet she can catch it. Him upstairs can certainly catch it. As ever, with Catch It, the rules are simple. Remember, you don't want to take too long to answer. That's right. Indecisive Catch It. And the questions won't be simple. That's right. Hard Catch It. And remember to maintain eye contact with your host at all times. That's right. Catch it in the eyes. Our host for today's episode of Catch It is the one, the only, Mr. Ronnie Barber. That's right, Scottish Catch It. Please welcome Ronnie Barber.
Brilliant. That's a lot of plays on words there. The word catch it.
No, it's Catch It. It's a game where
I said catch it.
And I have to say to you, I give you words or expressions, and you have to say catch it. Don't catch it. So, okay. And you have to say, like, I would say ball, and you would say
catch it.
Yeah, catch it. Yeah, and other things. So, are you ready to play then?
Yes.
All right. Let's go with jellyfish.
Jellyfish. No catch it.
No catch it. That's right, because it's wet. Catch it. Okay. What about COVID?
Oh, no catch it. I've been jabbed now.
Infectious catch it. That's what that one is.
I don't know that.
Noisy protesters.
Oh, I'll have a bit of that. Catch it.
Illegal catch it. Nice one. And the complete works of William Shakespeare.
Oh, I'll go for that as well. Catch it.
Literary catch it. Well done. Boris Johnson's Brexit promises.
Oh dear, no catch it.
Political catch it. Well done, Paul. That's good. And finally, Stormy Daniels dance poll. Stormy Daniels dance poll.
Oh, I wouldn't get up there now. So no catch it.
That's right. Slippy catch it. Well done, Paul. That's brilliant. Absolutely. You got them all correct there. So we'll have another game of Cachit another day if you like. So it's
because I think we need to do Cachit more than once. Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, I'll come up with some more in the meantime. Now, what are we? Have you got another game for me yet, or what?
Well, no. What I wanted to do before we go, because time's getting on. Look at the time.
Yeah, I know.
We've done 40 minutes. It feels like 10. And, sea shanties are all the rage at the minute. We've talked about it before. And all that. Yeah. I've got an idea, Ronnie, for something I think that could be big. It could be really big. So basically, they've taken some old rhymes, haven't they, and put some dance music behind it, haven't they? Like, man. I think if we do the same thing with nursery rhymes for kids, we'll be onto a winner. This could be a business opportunity.
I like this.
So I've got a bit of a. Let me, because this will be a nice way to finish with a bit of music, wouldn't it? You ready? Here we go. Yeah. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. What do you think?
Well, yeah, feedback, and we're always honest with each other.
Well, let me give you another one. I've got another one as well. Let me give you this one, then give you feedback. Here you go. Yeah. There once was a man from Sprocket who went for a ride in a rocket. The rocket went bang, his balls went clang, and he found his dick in his pocket. For kids, what do you think?
I think it's wonderful because it's got anatomy on there. And it's got euphemism, it's got colloquialisms. That's lovely. I can see that going well. You should do more of those. I think the old Humpty Dumpty thing, forget about that one. But also there's a thing about Sprocket. Work that one out. Where would you find a Sprocket?
There was a young woman from Leeds who swallowed a packet of seeds in less than an hour. No, we won't do that one.
Can you tell? It's a bit like Charlie State with the flag thing last week. You can always tell when people are coming to the end of the contracts, can't you? And you can always tell when this is starting to kind of, we're winding this down now, aren't we? We're just gone. Who cares?
I hope so.
Yeah, because it's, but that was nice. So I think you definitely have some kind of career in that kind of thing. It's you just need a wee bit of boom behind them, the boom.
Oh, I'll add some bass and some sub bass, and I might do a bit of rappage,
You need a woofer, mate. You need a woofer. That's what you need, and a subwoofer as well.
Yeah. Well, I'll have a look into that. But I've got to go now, Ronnie, because this flag won't fold itself, and I've got to get it back to Boris. It takes a long time to fold this flag.